Hello everyone, today we're going to learn about Pear Deck. So what is Pear Deck, you may ask? It's a basic tool to help educators engage every student every day in active learning. We're going to learn throughout this session different ways that you can formatively assess your students and get real-time data to help implement an engaging classroom. So the first thing that we're going to do right now is I'm going to go ahead and log in as a student so that you can see what students would do to join your Pear Deck. We'll learn more about the teacher side of it in just a few moments. So right now I'm going to log in as my student. They don't need to create an account to do this. They just log in with their Google. Once they're logged into Google, we're going to have them go to joinpd.com, which is for joinpeardeck.com. It's going to ask them to confirm who they are and choose an account, and then it's going to prompt them to enter a code. From the teacher perspective, which we'll go over more later, I'm going to go ahead and present with Pear Deck. It's going to give me a code that I can tell the students to type into their enter code window box. On the teacher window, it gives them the code as well as tells you how many students have joined in this lower left panel. No students are connected. So our code for our student is troubling avocados form misty bananas. So as the student, I'm going to enter the code, troubling avocados form misty bananas. And it's going to take me to the slide. And again, this is teacher pace, what we're working on today. So the student's only going to see what I am presenting to them. They'll see the Pear Deck logo screen until I press the Start Class button from the teacher's perspective. And then the student can only go to the slide that I am sending to them. So what do you think is the biggest barrier of student engagement in your class? So go ahead and select that. Now the student doesn't have to send it to you. I can already see on the teacher's perspective that one student has responded. So you can tell how many students have responded. What kind of activities do you do in class? So I'm going to select and draw on my icon for what the students do in class. And again, I don't have to submit it from the student's perspective. But Pear Deck allows teachers to make any presentation interactive so that every student can participate from their own device. Every student can answer no matter what their learning style is. So we're going to see some more examples. So these are pre-formed, they're called lesson slides in their slide library. These are beginning of lesson activities at the beginning of your teaching. So it says draw or type 2 things you already know about today's topic. So I can type in the box. Or I can draw. Okay, or use the pencil to write. Another type of slide is an open-ended response. What do you know about today's topic? And the student can type in here. Okay, again, all of these answers are recorded, but I can see as a teacher on my teacher's perspective how many students have responded before proceeding to the next question or next slide. This one is the same concept where I can type in the text box, but this is a social studies example. So these are during lesson pre-made slides, types of slides from the slide library. Estimate how many miles it is from the moon, and they can answer it here. Again, students don't need to submit. It knows automatically. My teacher's screen right now is saying no student responses because we have a student that didn't respond. Okay. So the next type of question that's posed from the teacher is drawing on the diagram. And again, we've seen this feature before. I can click on those drawing tools and label the parts of an animal. This is our math example, similar concept. I can draw or type on this coordinate plane. And this is an assessment. During the middle of the lesson, we can drag this dot. This is what the students see. Drag the circle on the icon that best represents them. I'm a little confused. So once again, if students need help, they don't have to be shy about letting the teacher know that, hey, I don't get this. Okay. This is another example where the students can circle the noun yellow and the verbs in red. So again, we're just looking through different examples. Here's the line. So azul, we're going to go from right there. Okay. So again, different examples of things you can do within the slide library slides. Drag the flag to Germany and the boat to Italy. So we can drag these icons to the map. Again, this is drag the dot. Whether you agree or disagree, I'm neutral. Again, we wanted you to see just different examples of things that they already have created in the slide library. This is the end of lesson activities. In 1 minute, write the most important thing from today's lesson. These would be great for exit tickets, especially to integrate in Google Classroom. Draw or type 2 things that you learned in today's lesson. Okay. Circle how you're feeling. So these are the tools as a teacher as you are presenting what you see. So when I said I can see that one student responded, it would say 1 of 1 responses. So you can know 11 of your students have not responded yet if there were 12 students in the class. Okay. This is how you toggle between seeing what slide you're on. Okay. You can lock the screen, or you can ask an on-the-spot question right there if you didn't pre-plan but the students seem lost and you need to add some more questioning into your lesson. You can add it right here. And then you also end the session when you're done. When you end the session, it's going to ask you to name the session, and that's really important. So if it's my first period class, I will name it first period math and maybe the date that we did the Pear Deck on. So then when I show you in a few minutes going through your results, you're able to locate those faster. Okay, so that's the student side. That's what Pear Deck is all about. Okay, so now what we need to do is go ahead and open Google Slides, and what we're going to do is get the add-on for Pear Deck. So go ahead, open any Google Slides or a blank Google Slides, and I want you to click on the add-on tab, and then I want you to go to Get Add-ons. Once you're in our add-on section, I want you to search over here, Pear Deck. Now, as you can see, I already have it installed on my computer, but you should be able to install, and you will have to say allow permissions when your Google account comes up. If you've done this part correctly, whenever you click on add-ons, you'll see Pear Deck listed. Okay. All right. Now we're going to open a window and actually go to the Pear Deck website. So peardeck.com. And if you've never made an account, we're going to go ahead and create an account. So click on Teacher Login. From Teacher Login, you should be able to log in with Google and again allow permissions so that you can go on and look at this. Again, it wants us to buy something, which I'm not going to purchase, so I'm going to say not right now. And it's still going to let me use Pear Deck. So from here, I have Pear Deck, and I can see any of my sessions that I've done. I can see some other tools for me. Okay, but again, I have an account. I'm logged in as me, so I can see all of my sessions. All right, so going back to our Google Slides tab, okay, here is how we would do things. If I click add-ons and go to Pear Deck and I say open the Pear Deck add-on, it's going to bring up a right sidebar menu. And in that sidebar menu, it's going to allow me to make decisions in my presentation, to ask questions, to use things from the slide library. So like we learned in our examples, these are beginning of lesson activities. So when you choose one of these, so if you notice, I don't have anything between the Pear Deck slide and the next slide. So if I click on this right here, what it's going to do is it's going to insert that slide template in between my two green slides right here. See, it's inserting it in there right now. Okay. If I wanted to edit something or add something to this, I could. So if you want to do this where things that are similar and things that are different, or create something different, you can. But just know that the slide library, the templates are already created for you, although you can edit them, and they're going to create a single slide inserted in between what you have already created. Okay, that's from the slide library. Again, the slide library, it gives you the ability to do text ones, drawing slides, draggable icons, multiple choice questions, and text. Okay, now the student question, that is embedding a question on that slide. Okay, I'm going to go to an example so you can see the teacher side. So this is one that we just participated in when I showed you the student example. This is the slide that was already created. Okay, so what it does to let you know that you've inserted a question on this slide is, notice this bar down at the bottom. Okay, it says it's a Pear Deck interactive slide. Do not remove this bar. So you cannot see the question. Okay, but you will be able, you can add the question here. So I'm going to go to a slide that didn't have anything on it right here. Okay, and let's say that I ask a question. Remember, the question tags it onto the slide itself. The slide lesson from the slide library is going to insert it between two slides that you have already created. Okay, so in my question, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put a multiple choice question on this slide. Notice that as it pulls up, I have answer choices that I can click and say what I want it to, let's say the day of the week. Okay. So when I add a question, it's going to add the question to the slide that's already there. So the students should see the slide and the answer choices. And again, it says right here, it's a multiple choice slide, and notice how it put this bar to let you know that yes, this is an interactive slide and it's going to be one of these choices right here. Now notice you have text, a multiple choice, a number response, or a website that you can link your students to. But these have yellow stars. This means that they are a premium feature, which is a paid for feature. Okay, but don't get discouraged, because remember, drawing and draggable, we have some access to those types of questions up here. Okay, and these up here from the slide library can be edited also. Okay. So whenever you're ready and you're done with making your slides and adding these interactive components into your presentation already to keep students engaged, all you have to do from this point on is you need to click Present with Pear Deck. When you click Present with Pear Deck, that's where I started at the beginning of our session today. It's going to have the code for the students. It also reminds students that they need to go to joinpdforpeardeck.com, and the code is already automatically generated. Okay, remember again, at this point right here, I can see how many students are in. Okay. So after you have presented, it's important that you save your session. End your session is the first button. After you end your session, you will name your session. Okay, now how do I get access to the results or see what each student did, or if I want to give them a grade for it? If you go back to peardeck.com and you are logged in, there are 3 tabs at the top: Home, Sessions, and Help. Okay, Home is your main screen page where you can create a presentation this way, or you can use your Pear Deck add-on in Google Slides. Either way is fine. There's also Pear Deck Vocabulary. Look for an upcoming s'more to learn more about Pear Deck Vocabulary. Okay, and here are the copies of all of the sessions that I've done. Or I can look at sessions reports this way by clicking on the middle tab, Sessions, and I can go back to all of the sessions that I've done. And obviously I wasn't good because I haven't named all of them. Okay, so if I click on the skinny snowman in the far right, I have some options. I can open the session again. I can rename the session if I want to correct my forgetfulness of naming my session. I can archive the session, or I can export it to a spreadsheet. When you export to a spreadsheet, the results go in a Google Sheet. I'm going to show you that in just a minute. I do want to show you this. This is Classroom View. This is your teacher dashboard. You do not have teacher dashboard. It is a premium feature, which is a paid for feature. But actually, if you export to spreadsheet, you can get a lot of the same results. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to export to spreadsheet. And what you'll see is it's going to try to get you to upgrade, and you say, no, not right now. No, thank you. I'm not spending my money. And once the document comes up, I'll see the time that the Pear Deck was done, the name of the student based on their Bronco Mail account, okay, and I will see the responses to the slides, okay. If you had a drawing, I believe the drawing will be in there as well. So this is a really great tool for you to use in your classroom. And remember that as you go through, just you be better than me and name your sessions, and you can find these results easier. Okay, and then there's also, just like in Google, you have your recent files right here for things that you've opened. And then over to the right hand column, you have your help. So in Pear Deck Help, there's a lot of questions and handouts and feedback on how to do this. Okay, so if you need any help at all, this is a great and easy way to help engage your students like we discussed before. And if you need any help at all, please contact one of your campus ITS and we will be glad to help. Have a great day.